Hello guys, TavHD here and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be discussing the upgrades that I'm planning to do to the CEX gaming computer that I bought back in February of this year. And if you haven't seen the two videos I've made about that, you should probably go and have a look at those. There is a playlist on the channel with those videos in it, and currently it has a Ryzen 5 2400G, 8GB of just basic RAM and an RX 580, but I'm looking at upgrading it soon since the Ryzen 3rd generation processors have just come out. So let's look at the processor that I want to get. So this is it, the Ryzen 5 3600, 6-core 12 threads, and importantly it is still AM4. So it will fit in my current motherboard, which is a B450M Mortar Titanium by MSI. I will just need to do a BIOS update, and of course I can do that because I already have a 2nd generation Ryzen processor. So I think I'm going to get this. It should work with my power supply, which is just 550 watts. For now, this will work, and this is a processor that I think will do everything that I need it to, really. It's a lot better than the 2400G. It has no integrated graphics, but I've never really used the integrated graphics on mine, so that doesn't really matter. And then the cooler it comes with is a Wraith Stealth. I'm not sure if that's any different to the one that I already have, but I'll probably not use this, but probably get a liquid cooler at some point, but I'm not too sure yet. So I think that this is the CPU I'm going to get, and of course it's Ryzen, so it's unlocked, so you still can do a bit of overclocking. And I chose this over the 3600X because the price difference really didn't justify the performance difference between the two. So I think if this one was overclocked just a little bit, we could probably get the same performance out of it as the 3600X. In terms of RAM, I think it's going to be the Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro, 16GB, 3200 MHz, of course that's DDR4. It's white, so it will go with the motherboard and the overall colour scheme, because I am thinking of getting a white case as well. Those images kind of not loading very well there, but oh well. So yeah, I think I'll get this RAM. It's 3200 MHz. The RAM I've got now is meant to be 2600, but it's overclocked to 2800, so this will be a 400 MHz increase, which should be quite good. And I do need 16GB of RAM over just 8, because trying to video edit on this computer and looking at Task Manager is using up all the RAM pretty much instantly. And just to say, I'm on scan because these are the best prices I can currently find. The RAM has gone up in price everywhere, but that's just something you have to deal with. So this RAM is what I'm going to get, £97.79. And another reason I'm using scan is because I'm actually going there in a few days, so I might buy some of these products while I'm there. I'll just have to say, I'll probably get the RAM and the processor, but bringing me on to the graphics card, the RX 5700, they're all ones that look the same and kind of boring right now, so I'll probably wait for some like fancier looking ones to come out before I get one of these, because the RX 580 is still doing fine right now, but if I do get a new processor, it'll probably be bottlenecked by the RX 580, so at some point I'm going to get a new graphics card, and there is actually someone looking at buying my RX 580, so that might happen soon, I'm not too sure. So the RX 5700, GDDR6, PCI 4.0, we won't be able to utilise the 4.0 because my motherboard is a B450, but that doesn't really matter, there's probably not much difference in them, to be honest. And 8GB, that's the same as the RX 580, but this is GDDR6 instead of GDDR5, so this will definitely be a good upgrade, but it does come at a fairly hefty price compared to the RX 580, but hopefully it'll be worth it. And then finally the case I was looking at, I've actually not even brought it up yet, but it's the Corsair Crystal 280X Micro ATX PC chassis. There is an RGB one, but I'm not really interested in that. This one will be fine because I'll get my own RGB fans. I've looked a lot at this case and it's probably the best MATX white case that there is around now. The airflow might be a bit restricted, but I'm sure that it will be fine, and it's actually on discount right now. This is the cheapest I've seen it in quite a while, so that's good. So let's get the calculator out and just see how much all these products are going to cost. $735. I don't have that much money right now, and I'm not sure when I will, but if we take off the price of the graphics card, which we said was 340, I think, or no, 350. So let's take off 350. Whoops, 352, that'll do. So let's say that's going to be 385. That's more palatable, and I don't really need the new graphics card yet anyway. And if I was to get a new graphics card, I'd probably need a new power supply as well. But we're not going to do that for now. So I think we'll probably just get the RAM and the processor when I go to scan in a few days. The case isn't really necessary now. My case is doing fine. It's the Thermaltake H18, not the best looking case, and it does have a dent in it, but it still works, so that's fine. So we don't need the case yet, we don't need the graphics card yet, so I'm going to probably get the 3600 and the RAM. That's probably about nearly 300 maybe. I can afford that. That shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, stay tuned for a video about these two things. Whether they'll be in one video or two separate ones, I'm not sure. I might do two separate ones just to try and get more content out of it, but we'll have to see. So that's what I'm looking at buying. I'm going to go to scan in a few days. I'll carry on doing a bit of research on these parts to see if they are the right choice, but I suspect that they are. So yeah, I guess that'll be the upgrades that we're doing. But one more thing I want to say is that the CEX warranty process for the computer will then be invalid if I do these upgrades. So if we look here on the CEX website, 24-month warranty on all items, and it just says that if it breaks and you want it refunding within 6 months, they'll give you the price of the item when you purchased it, or if it's after 6 months, they will give you the current value of the item, which I don't really agree with. I think that's quite unfair, but you know, that's their policy. But if I tamper with the things inside, and let's say the motherboard dies and I've sold the original processor, RAM and graphics card, they're not going to be able to do anything about it. But then I guess I could just buy a new motherboard, maybe one that is like one of the new ones that came out with third generation Ryzen, so that's probably not too bad. So this warranty, I'm not really that concerned about it, because if I sell pretty much all of the components in it, it's no longer my responsibility for those things, so that doesn't really matter. So I think that is everything that I wanted to just discuss in this video. I just wanted to let you know what my plans were for the CEX gaming PC, and I think that this is what I'm going to go with. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one, which will probably be the new RAM and processor. So goodbye.